This is Career Quest. Today we've got Otis, Walton, Thatch in from the YMCA to talk with us a little bit about some of the stuff he does over there. Otis, thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so everyone knows the Y.
Right.
They're all over the country, but most of us think of the Y as a place to go exercise, maybe swim in a pool. But I know there's a lot more to what the Y does. Can you tell us a little bit about your career over there, kind of how you got there, maybe your career path leading up to the Y?
Mm-hmm. So I grew up going to the YMCA at Beaver Dam, right? And it's just a huge campus of field, playground, woods, and the exercise at that Y is kind of more capture the flag rather than bench press, you know what I mean? But there's a ton of fun over there. Great community, and it just really feels like a second home to me.
Mm-hmm. And what is your job title?
I'm a youth mentor. So my little brother was going there a couple years ago, and I went to pick him up one day, and I decided that I wanted to go back and work with the kids and work with my little brother, so I went back, and I've really loved it ever since.
Cool. You just threw in an application, and they interviewed you and said, hey, we'll take you. All right. And how long have you been there?
Since last January, so January of 2022, but off and on because I'm at college right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool. So it's part-time.
Right, yeah. Okay. Whenever I come back home, they always make hours available to me.
So you're not going to college here, you're going elsewhere. Okay,
right.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's something you do when you come back to Asheville. All right. And they're very flexible, it sounds like. Oh, that's cool.
I have a great relationship with my coworkers, and they're always love to have me back, and I always love to be back.
So tell me, is this like your first job, or have you had some others? What led up to this?
So I worked different jobs. I worked kind of like landscaping. I was a lifeguard. I worked at a tubing and kayaking company, just different little jobs. And so this was just kind of the next job along the process, but I really loved this. I think that it's been probably my favorite job.
Okay. What kind of skills would you say make that you have to utilize that make your job now different than some of the other jobs you might have had?
I think a lot of organization, responsibility, and just communicating with the kids. They're people too, and I learn so much from them. They teach me so much. And just learning how to communicate with people different ages than me.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that. What ages are we talking about?
So it's kindergarten, with a few exceptions, to 6th grade. So it's just kind of that 5 to 12 age range.
Okay. So you come in the morning. What's your schedule kind of like with these kids?
So I work from 2 to 6, so when they get out of school to close, and then on school's out days or some holidays we come in for the whole day, but most days it's 2 to 6, so it's nice to have the rest of the day to do other stuff and then get to go spend time with the kids later in the day.
So during school, it's an after-school program. How about during summer? It's
a summer camp. They have an amazing summer camp. I went to the summer camp called Adventure Camp when I was a kid, and they go to different swimming holes every day and just like go on hikes and stuff, and it was a lot of fun. And then they have the summer camp based on the location, and that's also a lot of fun. I went there as well, and that's called Explorer Camp.
So you were saying earlier that the kids teach you a lot of stuff. What are some of those life lessons that you've been able to share with them, or so what kind of impact do you try and bring to the job that you have on the youth?
I think that a lot of kids during that age just have the feeling of wanting to be like everybody else. You know what I mean? So I try specifically to embrace who the kids are, you know what I mean, what they like, what they want to do, and make it a place where all of the kids can do what they want to do in a
I like that.
peaceful way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see. I hadn't thought of it that way, but I can see that you're right. Everyone wants to feel included, right?
Right.
Give us a couple of skills that maybe or things that you do on the job that help people everyone kind of feel included, or what you do if you see somebody who's maybe feeling a little excluded.
Well, I think one thing we do is we play a lot of group games, but games that everybody would enjoy. So we have Gaga Ball. We do a lot of arts and crafts.
Mm-hmm.
We play a lot of Capture the Flag and just all these different sports activities, group games that people that may not like football, people that may not like arts and crafts can come together and enjoy together.
Now, I'm curious, did your experience with the Y, is it influencing what kind of education or what kind of thing you're thinking about doing in the future?
I think that maybe not in a sense of college, but I think that it's making me a much better father in the future and much better parent, and teaching me how to communicate with my kids, and be a better role model and keep them safer.
Staying connected to your youth in a sense.
Yeah.
I'm curious, there's probably, like you said, there's probably skills you may go off and, be an engineer or something else. I'm not 100% sure what you're studying, but how are the skills that you're learning with the Y going to impact maybe a future career?
Well, I think it helps me a lot with my responsibility, and integrity, and just staying organized. If you're unorganized at the Y, there's a lot of kids. It's going to be hard, but it just helps you to stay on point all the time, and continue to work hard, and just work ethic.
Nice.
Yeah.
And those are just skills that we can take anywhere.
Right.
Let me ask you a final question here about if I were somebody interested in working at the Y, what's a great place to get your foot in the door, and tell us a little bit about maybe the process that that people take to get a job at the Y.
So I would say here, mine was kind of against the normal, because I'm just going to pick up my brother and I get a job. But I would say just to contact, they're very approachable people, you know what I mean? And just to contact them in any way possible, and they will put you in the right direction. They'll make you feel welcome, they'll make you feel loved, and celebrate you and that you want to be a part of this journey.
Yeah.
At the YMCA.
I heard you saying you didn't think that the way you got the job was normal, but I think we need to let people know that actually, networking or going and being visible and showing interest, those kind of things are actually pretty normal ways of finding employment. A lot of times people think we have to do it this traditional, go online, find the application and all that. That's a great method, but you need to follow that up, right? With trying to network, trying to find somebody that that might have a lead for you or could give you a good reference or something. So you guys were already kind of part of the YMCA community, it sounded like, and that made it a lot easier for you to find employment. So that's a really good point that we want whenever we're looking for employment somewhere. Trying to make ourselves part of that community can really help us.
Right, for sure. I think that the Y does a great job of being a family. Once you're part of the family, you're in. They're very welcoming, they're very accepting, and I love how they've just embraced me and my family and just made us part of the family.
Awesome. Well, Otis, this has been a great conversation. Thank you for coming in and talking with us today.
Thank you.
Yeah.